Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers. We're going to talk about, do you, as a dungeon master, still have relevancy? Do you have something important to say, right? And the very strong need for you to know the real answer to this question, right? Because if you don't, you end up serving pablum, right? To those who are looking for you to serve up wisdom and passion and excitement and answers and philosophy and solutions. That's what your Dungeons and Dragons campaign is for. It's not to serve up pablum, right? If you want your Dungeons and Dragons game to be fun, to serve up pablum, shove over to the right or the left. You'll find 100 channels that'll help you do it, right? If you want to, make sure that as a dungeon master you're always the same or less, there's 100 channels that'll help you stay there, right? But if you are trying to take Dungeons and Dragons farther than fun, and if you're trying to see how far Dungeons and Dragons can take you as a person, can it take you to the limits of who you can be, right? Then you have to ask these deeper questions, right? These are exactly the same questions that Kendrick Lamar had to ask for his new album, Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers. Let's get into this. Okay, so Kendrick Lamar has a problem. His latest album sucks. It is so bad, right? It is really, really bad. There ain't a banger on it. It's garbage. That, in my humble opinion, Kendrick Lamar's new album is utter garbage. Okay, that's my humble opinion. All right. That's a problem. Okay, you are a dungeon master. Okay, you need to create engaging content. Kendrick Lamar has the same problem you have. Okay, he is a legendary rapper, right? Who definitely at one point was one of the best in the game, and that point was like as little as 2 years ago, right? He puts down some good stuff, right? But the reality is he needs to make engaging content. He needs to have content that has answers and solutions and philosophy and passion and wisdom inside of it, right? Not just pablum, right? Like your content needs to be something more, right? And especially today, there's 100 great rappers out there making great rap. Actually, there's 100 great rap albums out today, right? And he's got to get over them with his new stuff, right? His latest album is so trash, right? So first of all, I kind of knew it was going to be trash, right? And here's why. What is Kendrick Lamar today, right? First of all, you know what? Let's talk about what Kendrick Lamar was. So Kendrick Lamar, my favorite picture of Kendrick Lamar, and this is what made him famous, right? Is there's a picture of him in Compton with Tupac as a toddler, right? Tupac is bending down to talk to him, and he's just a toddler, right? He met Tupac in person, right? Kendrick came up from Compton, lived a hard life, and became an engaging, brilliant rapper whose best song, in my humble opinion, is King Kunta, linked below. Okay, King Kunta's powerful. It's one of the best rap songs ever written, right? And there's a moment where Kendrick Lamar was throwing it down and knew what he was doing, right? But what is Kendrick Lamar now? He's the saddest thing in the world, a millionaire rapper. There is nothing more pathetic than a millionaire rapper, right? Rap was born out of anger. Rap was born out of frustration. Rap was born out of fighting the system, right? Millionaire rapper, part of the system, man. What you got to be frustrated about? What you got to be angry about? Too many Benzes to put into your garage? What kind of real problem is that? You ain't got no problems. You ain't got no art. That's where Kendrick Lamar is right now, okay? Now, here's the thing. He still ain't got no excuse for a trash album, right? He owed me engaging content, engaging art that contained answers, solutions, wisdom, philosophy, right? Passion, right? Now, you're like, well, he's a millionaire rapper. He can't do that. Well, here's the issue. If you know the problem, you can fix the problem, right? He's irrelevant. He is irrelevant, right? Millionaire rappers are irrelevant to rap, They cannot make good rap. No millionaire rapper has ever made good rap, right? It's just actually there might have been one or two, right? And actually, so that's the issue. It can happen, right? And what he needed to do to fix this problem was just say to himself the truth and acknowledge it. I am irrelevant. I cannot make good art, right? Because I don't have any real problems. I don't have any anger. I don't have any frustration. All my problems are first world problems, right? Like, and I'm talking like cream of the crop first world problems, right? Like, maybe you can't find, the right leather stitching for your helicopter, right? Like, these are not real problems. These are not going to create good art. And boy, does it not, right? He thought, Kendrick Lamar actually thought he was relevant, right? You get this. The cover of his album is him with a Jesus crown on, right? A crown of thorns. Please, Kanye beat you to this 10 years ago, right? You're a millionaire rapper, and you're going to compare yourself to Christ, right? N95, the video for this actually has him floating in from the ocean with his hands outstretched and his feet straight down like a crucifix. Kanye beat you to this, right? This is pathetic, right? A millionaire rapper says, I'm Jesus. Kanye beat you to this a decade ago, right? And did it better, frankly. You know what I mean? So, and then one of the songs is literally him just yelling back and forth with his, a fight with his girlfriend, and no rhyme, nothing. It's just put over a beat, right? And it's so bad, right? It's every single problem of the millionaire rapper, right? Of like, no one there to say, this is not a good song. This isn't even a song, right? Like, Kendrick, everything you're doing now is pure garbage, right? He needed the Burgess Meredith to say, listen, we've got to get out of the studio. We got to go find a young, hungry wolf on the streets, right? And do something with them, right? Lift somebody else up, and see if we can hold on to their feet while they ascend, right? Because we ain't got nothing else to say when it comes to rap, right? But in order to solve the problem, Kendrick Lamar would have needed to accept his irrelevancy, and he refuses to do it. He thinks he's relevant, right? And he thinks that we want to see him serve up Kanye refried beans, right? Like, and there's just so much arrogance and so much like clutching at, old glory. It's bad, right? So how do we as Dungeon Masters see this and avoid it? Okay, so first of all, you are a Dungeon Master, right? Every single week, you are going to you need to serve up engaging content. And you can't serve up, goblin's coming for you, you gotta cut the goblin in half, right? If you sub to any other channel, you could, but you can't here, right? We're looking for more. We're looking to take Dungeons & Dragons farther. We're looking for Dungeons & Dragons to take us to our limits of what we can be, right? So we always have to be saying, okay, do I have anything relevant to say? Do I have answers, solutions, right? Wisdom, passion, philosophy to put in front of somebody, right? Well, here, first of all, what's your life look like? What are you doing in your life? Are you striving professionally? Are you striving spiritually? Are you striving personally? Where's your romantic life? How are you treating your partners? Do you have a rival, right? Do you have rivals, right? Are you making enemies, right? What are the obstacles you are overcoming? Or are you spending your life making sure you never even come close to an obstacle? You must live an engaging life of passion in order to have anything relevant to say, right? Kendrick Lamar, clearly from his art, has not gotten off his yacht and not gotten off his helicopter in the last 3 years, right? He's got nothing to say, no relevancy, right? We cannot now, okay, now all Kendrick Lamar needed to do was serve up a good album to millions of fans. We have a much more important task. We got 4 players who are looking for art, who are looking in our art for solutions, answer, passion, philosophy, right? Truth, right? We can't fail like Kendrick failed. There's more at stake, right? We don't just serve up an album that people listen to and walk away. We change lives, and our players change our lives, right? We're involved in deep activity that carries the legacy of Gary, right? We are bound by Gary's legacy. We can't just serve up pablum. We don't have the luxury Kendrick Lamar has, right? So what that means is we have to look at ourselves and say, are we relevant? Are we doing things that are risky, right? I just published my Unbound identity theory. It's there in public. People can mock it. People can, go against it. I own what I say, right? Also, I strive. I just became an elder in my church, right? I strive to be a better husband every day. I strive to be a better father every day. And I fail. I fail at these things, right? And I get back on the horse and I never quit, right? And that's the issue. Are you holding on to the most important things of your life? Or are you carefully navigating your life so that you're avoiding obstacles, right? You must run into the dragon's teeth or you will become irrelevant, right? We're not like Kendrick. We don't have literal yachts and literal helicopters, right, to take us away, right? So where we can hide from the world, right? But we do have metaphorical yachts and metaphorical helicopters, things that can help us escape the obstacles, the risks, the challenges of life. We must live engaging, powerful, challenging, difficult, risky lives for one reason. We carry Gary's legacy. We are not allowed as dungeon masters to suck. We can't. Kendrick can. We cannot. Right? We carry Gary Gygax's legacy. And to honor him, we must do engaging things so that the content we are providing to our players is engaging and always contains answers, solutions, truth, passion, right? It's got to be there. We cannot serve up pablum. Don't Kendrick it, right? Do not serve up some nonsense album that is literally remembering your last therapist session and dropping a beat behind it while you whine to your therapist at $600 an hour on a couch. It is so bad, right? Don't do this. Make sure your life is challenging and engaging and that you are running directly into the teeth of the dragon. And for one reason and one reason only. We carry Gary's legacy. We cannot drop it. We cannot disrespect him in his grave. We must make sure that our dungeon mastering content has the same ferocity, the same, passion and wisdom and all the things Gary was, right? Every part of his legacy must be in every session. Don't Kendrick it. That's my opinion. I'd like to hear yours. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.